Something's happening in America, and it's loud enough that even the folks in Washington can't ignore it anymore. For the first time in history, a majority of Americans now view Israel negatively, not just a handful of activists or the usual suspects on college campuses. We're talking about data, solid, national polling from Pew and Gallup. Over half of Americans, including Republicans under 50, Democrats young and old, are openly critical of a foreign government's policies. And instead of listening to us, instead of asking, why are so many Americans questioning unconditional support for Israel, the US government has responded by reading immigrants' social media and deporting students for attending peaceful protests. Wait, what? If you're nodding along and thinking this doesn't feel like the America I signed up for, you're not alone. Before we go deeper, take a second, subscribe. That's how we keep this conversation going. That's how you get real talk without spin. No teleprompters, no corporate scripts, just us and the truth. Now, let's really break it down. We have a government that waves the First Amendment like a flag at every turn until someone questions military aid to Israel. All of a sudden, dissent becomes extremism. Voicing support for Palestinian rights is framed as a national security threat. We've got Homeland Security combing through immigrants' Instagram posts like it's a Tom Clancy novel looking for anti-Semitism. But somehow that only seems to apply to criticism of Israel, a foreign government. Not hate speech against Muslims. Not white nationalist rhetoric. Just the people raising their voices against bombing hospitals in Gaza. What kind of double standard is that? Let's be clear. Anti-Semitism is real and dangerous and should be condemned everywhere. But so is the cynical weaponization of that word to silence political dissent. It's not anti-Semitic to oppose war crimes. It's not hateful to question $3.8 billion in annual U.S. military aid while folks here can't afford insulin. That's not hate, that's democracy. Let's call it what it is. Using immigration law to punish protest is the stuff of authoritarian regimes. Deporting a Palestinian-American student for joining a peaceful rally? That's not justice. That's vengeance disguised as policy. And if the government can deport someone for what they say about Israel today, who's next? You? Me? We are watching the erosion of civil liberties dressed up as patriotism. But here's the irony. Equating criticism of Israel with hate speech is not just intellectually lazy, it's profoundly anti-American. Free speech isn't optional. It's not a vibe. It's the first thing written down in the Constitution. You can't wrap yourself in the flag while shredding the Bill of Rights. So, what do we do about it? We speak up. We don't let fear win. We demand our representatives represent us, not a foreign government's talking points. We support the lawsuits pushing back on these unconstitutional deportations. We push for policies that reflect American values, not surveillance, not censorship, not blind loyalty to foreign interests. And to understand just how widespread this shift in public opinion is, look at this data from Pew and Gallup. These numbers aren't just noise. They're a signal, a sign that more and more Americans are waking up, asking questions, and refusing to accept the status quo. That includes Jewish Americans, students, teachers, veterans, and yes, immigrants. People who believe in justice and know that criticizing a foreign government's policy isn't hate speech, it's a human right. If you found this breakdown helpful, do your part. Like, share, and subscribe. That's how we